What would be funny? Well, I see funny as recording an aviation news recap saying it had been a quiet first day to the 2024 Singapore Airshow, and then 5 minutes after recording and scheduling that video to go out, Boeing confirming 2 new 787 Dreamliner orders. Isn't it just typical? But never fear, it is time to go and take a look at those. I'll get on with the new one and then more so confirmation a little bit later. Let's begin with Royal Brunei, who ordered further 787 Dreamliners from the American plane maker as it looks to enhance its future growth plans. The airline has selected the 787-9 with 4 units set to join the fleet in the future. Royal Brunei believes the 787 will allow them to serve growing demand while aligning with key goals efficiently. Some of these important goals include increasing passenger comfort levels. Achieving this with new aircraft will be hugely important, and that is why the 787-9 has been drafted in specifically. Additionally, the airline wants to meet sustainability goals that have been outlined for it, and the efficiency of the 787, obviously over your previous generation aircraft, will certainly make this possible. Royal Brunei already operates the 787 Dreamliner. It's actually done so for some time, with the wide-body being hugely important to achieving good global connectivity for the company, so their relationship with the type is extensive and they're pretty familiar on what it can actually offer them. Fleet data indicates that the airline, founded in 1974, has a total of 5 Dreamliners, which average 9.4 years of age. 4 of these are active. Interestingly, however, the airline flies the 787-8. This is the smallest member of the Dreamliner family. So therefore, following the latest commitment, they'll begin operating a secondary variant in the family. Boeing says the 787-9 offers prospective customers nearly 20% more passengers than the 787-8 and can support growing capacity needs aboard medium and long-haul routes, with thanks to its extended range capabilities. Royal Brunei's ties with the 787 actually date back to the airline being the first Southeast Asian carrier to fly the Dreamliner, so they've had it in their operation for some time. That is evident through the fleet averaging 9.4 years of age. That's right, a 787 Dreamliner fleet is averaging 9.4 years of age. I don't know about you, but that makes me feel a little bit old, considering it felt like just yesterday the 787 Dreamliner debuted. The Boeing Senior Vice President of Commercial Sales and Marketing said, by renewing its investment in the 787 Dreamliner, Royal Brunei Airlines will continue to connect Brunei with the world, while offering the carrier's signature service and comfort to passengers. The 787-9 will deliver the versatility, efficiency, and range that Royal Brunei Airlines desires to pursue, increasing air travel and tourism opportunities. And the secondary Boeing 787 commitment is one that's been a long time in the making. It's one I've covered pretty significantly on the channel too. The real only thing we were missing was firm confirmation from the American plane maker, and that has now arrived, with Boeing confirming the Thai Airways order for the 787 Dreamliner. This was listed as an unidentified customer at the end of the 2023 calendar year, so we kind of knew this order was done. We just really needed the firm announcement of it and some further details around deliveries and the variant selected. Again, the perfect opportunity for this to take place being the 2024 Singapore Airshow, which does see leading aerospace companies congregate in the one location to discuss the latest industry developments. Now, in the 2024 edition, a substantial amount of focus has been placed on the recovery of the Asian sector, so it doesn't necessarily come as a surprise that when strictly focusing on aircraft orders, a lot of the focus is on the Asia-Pacific side of things. As part of the commitment, which has now been confirmed, Thai has selected the 787-9 with a total of 45 units to grow, but also significantly modernise its wide-body fleet long into the future. There are also options included in this deal, and what I thought was pretty fascinating is doing some digging from key analysts and industry insiders. While not confirmed by the airline or the manufacturer, there are options within the contract to potentially upgauge this to the 777X, at least some of these units should it wish to do so, which, when considering the aircraft the 787 are said to eventually replace, and that being the 777, it does pose an interesting question. These Boeing 787s, though, once delivered, will be huge in aligning with their long-term ambitions in the market and allowing for the opening of new routes across Southeast Asia, but even further beyond. Additionally, Boeing says that by adding more 787s to the fleet, Thai will be able to reduce their overall fuel use and therefore emissions by up to 25%. The reduction is compared to the aircraft the Dreamliner, like I mentioned, will replace. Interestingly, Thai Airways has been one of the many companies that has undergone a fleet revamp in the past couple of years, largely, yes, spurred on by the global pandemic, but also a general desire for the airline to preserve its industry position and sort out some long-standing financial turmoil that it's found itself in. As part of this fleet revamp, several large aircraft types, all being quad-engine planes, including the A380, were removed during this restructuring. While these aircraft departures were the right decision and enabled the implementation of cost-cutting measures, they did ultimately drop the airline's available capacity, which again, during the height of the pandemic was more than okay, but as demand has rebounded and as a result of these retirements, among other aircraft beginning to show signs of age, the airline does desperately need these new planes to once more help it re-establish itself as a leading airline in Asia, but also around the world, and these Dreamliners will allow that fleet to finally grow. You can let me know your thoughts down below in the comments on these couple of 787 Dreamliner orders, and stay tuned for more coverage on the Singapore Airshow as well as frequent aviation news updates.